Thank you for coming. I'm Richard, and first I'll tell you my really personal thing. This year, I got married. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm telling you a story of a married couple for a long time, but I hope I will not be like this. Hachi-san, I need your help. Hey, don't make so much noise all the time. You're always in a hurry. But this is an emergency. I need your help. Please help me. I know your emergency. It's always been your family problem. You started fighting with your husband again, didn't you? Why don't you solve your problem all by yourself? Come on, today's is not the usual one. I might get hurt. He might even kill me. Kill you? Wow, it does sound like a real emergency. Tell me what happened. Well, my husband had a meeting in the early morning, so he had to leave home early. When he left home, he told me he would get home late and told me to go to bed early without waiting for him. After dinner, I was relaxing and drinking tea. Then suddenly, my husband's subordinate, young and handsome man called Shin-san, came to my house. To see my husband, of course. I said my husband is out, but I thought it would be rude to make him go home right away. So I invited him and I offered a cup of tea. When we were just talking and drinking tea, it started to rain. I didn't want to get the entrance wet, so I closed the door tightly and I locked it up. And we were having fun. You know, just talking, of course. So when we were just talking, my husband suddenly came back home earlier, much earlier than he said. I was really surprised. Why were you surprised? You should be happy. Why were you so surprised? Because he came back home so early. Early? It's good. Your husband just came back home. You should be surprised if your dead father comes back home. But it was your living husband. Why should you be surprised? Come on, you know my husband. My husband is such a jealous man. When I talk to a man in the neighborhood, he always gets jealous and shouts at me. The other day, our landlord came to my house to tell us to pay him the rent. Of course, I wanted him to wait, so I acted nicely toward him and I smiled at him. Then, you know what my husband did? He shouted at me. He thought I was having an affair with our 80-year-old landlord. You know my husband, he's such a jealous man. Wow, your husband is so jealous. Yes, and you know what's going on now? Young and handsome man called Shin-san and I were alone in the apartment, talking, sitting at the table. If my husband sees us, he will kill us. Nah, he won't kill you. No, he will. So, you know what I did? I just pushed Shin-san into the closet and I told him to be quiet and I closed the door of the closet. And I tried to make my husband go to bed early. But he sat in front of the closet and he won't move, he won't go to bed. So I told him I would go to a liquor store and to buy some sake for him. And I came straight here. I need your help, Hachi-san. Please help me, please. Okay, I got it. Well, it's such an emergency, isn't it? Okay, I'll do something. I'll think of something and I'll go to your house to solve the problem. So now please go back to your house and you should try to calm him down. What? No, we can't go together. If we go together, he will think we are having an affair. No, we can't go. Yes, you just go. Okay. Now I need to help her. Honey, hi. I need to help him out. Yeah, you just listening to my conversation, okay? Well, I have a good idea to help them out. So can you open the drawer? Yes, you will find a wrapping cloth, furoshiki. Yes, I need that one. Yeah, the biggest one, please. So now I'll just go wait for a while and I'll help them out, okay? It must be so tough to have such a jealous husband. I can hear something. Her husband must be so drunk now and he must be attacking. I need to stop. I need to stop. Hey, stop! Stop! What are you doing? Hey, who the hell? Oh, Hachi, what a nice surprise. Hey, you must be so drunk. Yes, I am really drunk and I'm really angry and I'm really sad. I have never been so sad in my life. This morning I had a meeting in the early morning, so I had to leave home early. I told my wife I would get home late, so I told her to go to bed early without waiting for me. But my business finished earlier, much earlier than I expected. I know I told my wife that I would get home late, but do you think I should kill time outdoors simply because I said I would be late? I don't think so. I just came back home because this is my house. This is a place for me to come back to. When I came back home, the door was closed. I knocked, and my wife came out and said, "Oh, you came home so early." And I said, "What's wrong with my coming back home so early?" And she said, "But you came back too early." And I said, and I was really angry, and I went in. And you know what my wife did? She tried to push me to bed. I don't understand. If I came late, she might have to push me to bed. But I came home early. Why does she have to push me to bed? Well, it was just like that when we got married. When we just got married, my wife impatiently waited for my coming home. And as soon as I got back home, she invited me to bed. But it was a long time ago. We've been married for a long time. Our married life is already rusty and moldy. And now she's trying to push me to bed with that face with lots of freckles and wrinkles on her face. She scares me. I don't understand why she does that. Hey, Hachi, by the way, what are you doing here? It's a funny story. I was just on my way home from my best friend's house. I visit my best friends. Okay, so what did you do that? Well, my friend had a big problem. I'm curious, tell me, what kind of problem did your friend have? Well, this is a really interesting story. My friend's husband had a meeting in the early morning, so he had to leave home early. When he left home, he told his wife that he would get home late. So he told her to go to bed early without waiting for him. After dinner, when she was relaxing, her husband's best friend, who was really young and handsome, came to their house. Well, she said her husband was out, but she thought it would be rude to make him go home right away. So she invited him in and offered a cup of tea. When they were just talking and drinking tea, it just started to rain. She didn't want the entrance to wet. So she closed the door tightly and locked it up. And they just kept talking. When they are talking, her husband just suddenly came back home, much earlier than he said. And she was really surprised. To make matters worse, her husband is such a jealous man. Wow, jealous man. What a bad timing. Yes, it was the worst timing. Well, she tried to push the man into the closet and closed the door of the closet and try to make her husband go to bed early. But her husband sat in front of the closet and he didn't move. So she came to my house to ask for my help. So I just went to that house to solve the problem. Really? You solved that complicated problem? I'm curious. How did you solve that problem? Well, it's simple. I used this wrapping cloth. When I just went into the house, her husband was sitting right in front of the closet. And behind him in the closet is a young and handsome man. No, not in that closet. It's in his house, of course. So you want me to demonstrate how I solved the problem? Okay, just come closer, bow your head. Let me use your head then. So I used this wrapping cloth. I covered his head like this, and I gathered the corners like this, and I held his head like this. What? Did you say it hurts? Yes, he said it hurt too. Can you see anything? Okay, you can't see anything. Of course, I made sure that he can't see anything. I opened the door of the closet and I found the guy and I said, hey, get out of the closet. And I also said, hey, make sure you won't forget anything, okay? It's really important. It might cause a problem. And I also said, hey, you don't have to bow and thank me. Just leave this apartment as quickly as you can. And after I made sure he's gone, I took off his head. Wow, you did it? You did it. You are so smart. Your explanation was so realistic that I felt as if someone had passed me by. But he didn't notice? He didn't notice it? Wow, such a stupid husband. Thank you.